Okay, so we're on session 3 here, and this is where we're going to do the second Qigong exercise called beating and drumming the Qi breathing. So we've done the preliminary practice of Jinglo, which is cleansing. We've tonified the body, and then we've regulated the energies with a short practice. That's a full practice in itself, but of course there are many other things you can do. So I'd like to introduce you to this particular exercise, which energizes, stimulates, and massages the 5 bowels. So they're called the 5 yang organs. Okay, so we do them all at once with one exercise, which is kind of neat. They work the digestive system, the circulatory system, the lymphatic system, and all of the digestive system and bowels. So if you have any problems like constipation or irritable bowel syndrome, etc., that's going on here, diseases of the bowels, this is really effective in clearing them up, okay? Highly effective, and I've got testimony for that, okay? So not the easiest exercise to do, but because again, you're using the breath to do this exercise, so you need to have that practice with the breath. So if you practice sufficiently, now we can go on to manipulating in a very gentle way the abdominal muscles with the breathing. So the reason why it's called beating and drumming the Qi is because if you think about a clothes dryer, okay, it's tumbling the clothes, boom, 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 boom. It's like a beating and drumming action on the clothes inside. This particular movement will do the same with the energy in the bowels, in the lower dantian. So it stimulates, it moves, and it increases the circulation. So that will heal any problems in the digestive system. It also has an arm swinging kind of movement to it, which is for the lymphatic system. So we've got a lot of lymph nodes in here, and the circulatory system. So it's increasing circulation through to the arms as well. So with this particular exercise, we use a natural, deep abdominal breathing. So if you remember that one, it's when you inhale, your lower abdomen expanded. When you exhale, it receded towards your backbone. Okay? So it's a bit tricky to get your mind around this, perhaps, but I'll just show you in a slow way. So the first thing that you'll do is you're going to bring your hands up as if you're catching 2 little balls here. And you could just relax and let them, hang into your elbows. And then you're going to throw those balls out to a friend. Let your arms swing back and then catch them again. Okay? So your arms have to be very relaxed. Your shoulders should be loose. So we'll just do that. Swing. So they'll drop down heavy, they'll come up light. That's it. Good. So you're catching 2 balls, you're throwing them out and relaxing. So that's, you'll see, your breathing will start to speed up if you keep doing this. Okay, so it's kind of like our skiing, down a hill or so. So that's your arm movement. Your leg movement is also important. So don't worry about your breathing right now. We get the physical first. So you've got your arms coming up. Your legs are going to be straight, but your knees aren't going to be locked. Okay, so they're loose. When you go down, you want to drop the hip as if you're sitting on a stool. I'll watch your knees here. So you don't want to thrust your knees forward. You want to sit back and drop your hip down like you're sitting into a chair. Okay? Yeah. So be careful you don't thrust your knees like that forward. Okay? Yeah. So it's just like and don't push down too deep. Okay? So let me show you how gentle it is. It's not going to see a lot of movement. Not a lot of knee action there, just a little bit. They never go beyond my toes. They don't push down, okay? So it's just to relax, and that's it, good. So we want to make sure that we don't hurt the body physically and damage a knee. Good, so don't push too deep, okay? So relax as much as possible. Good, so you want to get this physical posture right. The back is straight, you're looking out at nothing in particular, and relaxing. Now you can just pay attention to your normal breathing while you do this. Good. All right. Normal breathing, right? Okay. Whatever that is, perfectly fine. So now I'm going to introduce you to the beating and drumming of the chi breath. We're going to start with just an inhale, exhale, and then we're going to move to the abdominal second. So you're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So you're going to inhale through the nose. Part your lips a little bit on the exhale, okay? So you got the rhythm now. Inhale is hands up. Exhale is drop down, right? Relaxing, okay? Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because the brain doesn't quite like to focus on so many different things. So that's why it takes training. But we're going to focus on the abdominal movement. We'll do that separately to start. So this is natural, deep abdominal breathing, not reverse breathing. So if you remember, it was when you inhale, the abdomen fills up. Like a balloon, exhale, it recedes, okay? So that's the type of breathing that we're going to use, with one exception is that when the abdomen comes back, we're going to take, if you put your hands like that, the lower hand part, not the upper hand, we're going to suck the lower part right over the pelvic bone towards the spine. Can you do that? Yeah, and then let it out. Don't move this one though. That's the one that's hard for everyone to do, right? So, pull in, let it out. In.
Without raising your pelvic floor?
You can do that. You can raise the you can raise the pelvic floor, very good. But pull just this part in. This part doesn't move. That's the hard part. Most people pull the whole thing in, right? Yeah. So you just want to get the lower abdomen in. So that takes a little practice, okay? So when you pull that in, okay, that's the exhale. Remember, when you breathe in, it gets bigger. Inhale is relax. Exhale, pull in to your backbone, the lower part. Yeah, inhale. Exhale to the spine. Inhale, push out. Exhale to the spine. Inhale. A little tricky, right? Okay, so that does take a little practice. You getting a little bit better with it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should practice it before you actually put it all together in a slower way. But I'm going to put them together here so that you can practice when you get around to it. So the whole exercise is when you pull your hands up, and I like to think about this being connected to the hands going back, so it'll be, hands going down and back, and this is when the hands come forward, my belly goes out like that. And then when my hands go back, the belly comes in. So that's what I think about. That helps me do it.
But only the bottom belly.
Bottom, yeah, that's right. Try not to move the chest so much. It's very deep abdominal breathing. Okay. But that means you force it. So if it comes up, it's okay. Like, don't try to force your breathing. That wouldn't be good. So just relax as much as possible. So again, this is your inhale. The abdomen expands out. Relax, okay? Yeah, that's it, right? And now when you exhale, pull the abdomen in. So it's like you're pulling it back. Inhale, let it out. Good. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale out. Exhale, pull in. Your arms are getting a little stiff now, so because you're thinking. Yeah, once you start thinking, that's what happens. The thinking mind congests, right, or stagnates the chi. So that's because you're learning. Once you figure it out, then you'll be able to relax and do it. So that's why I said take your time with it. Don't force it. Just try to relax. So if you're having trouble, just go back to the first one, which is just hands up, hands down. Have fun, swing. Okay? Yeah. Relax your mind. Then breathe. Belly out, belly in. Don't force it. And then slowly begin pulling the abdomen in as you swing back and out as you move it forward. Okay? Yeah. Every day 50 breaths. So you will be counting the breaths at the same time. Can you imagine how many things you're doing? So it does take a little while. Once you do relax though and you get the breathing, what happens is that the abdominal movement is, when you breathe in, it's expanding the chi and the dantian, and when you exhale, it goes, and it pushes the drum, and then it relaxes down as the abdomen expands, right? So you inhale, now you exhale, and the chi starts doing this rotation in the lower dantian, which circulates all the chi through the bowels. And the problems with the bowels happen because you have chi stagnation in here, and that's why you have the diseases you have or the problems you have. Once you get everything moving, right, then everything clears up. Okay, so your problems are gone. So that's called a beating and drumming the chi for using, so you see how we use the posture? We use the breathing, and we use the mind, right? The mind to tell the body what to do in a very, very relaxed way without trying to get too much up into the head. So by focusing on here, you stay more out of the head and more into the lower dantian area, which helps you to stay rooted and grounded. So that's, that's our beating and drumming the chi. So if we go back and review what we've done so far, and we put it all together, your practice would be, number 1, purge, Jing Lo. So we review just without putting too much effort into it, just as a review. Jing Lo was to draw the energy up, the inside front of the body, pull it out the fingers, and throw it into the ground. And then you were going down the back, right? So that's your cleansing. You do that 3 to 5 times. Throw the energy into the ground. Good. The second practice was to stand in what we called Wuji, which is basically just a relaxed state. Focus and concentrate on 1 is fun. Relax the front, back, and center of the body. 2 is Shu, melt your feet into the ground, relax. 3 is tree, roots growing deep into the ground, you're like a pine tree. And 4 is core. Pull energy from the core of the earth, up the legs, up the spine, to the top of the head, and fill up the dantian. Use your reverse breathing. You can experiment with different breathings too, and see which one you like better. It's okay, right? So that's to take in tonification. Then we did a pulling down the heavens to end it, but now we're going to do beating and drumming the chi before we do the ending exercise of pulling down the heaven. So this is where you will put in, after 1 to 4 count, you will put in your 50 repetitions of beating and drumming the chi. Okay, so now we're working the internal organs of the 6 bowels. 50, breathe in, breathe out. When you finish, come back to Wuji. We end pulling down the heavens. Inhale up. Exhale down over the front. Bring the chi to your center. So always want to return the chi back to our physical center. Down over the back of the body. Just use your mind. And then open up the top of your head. Go through your mind, head, throat, organs, and down to the lower dantian. You can stay in this position as long as you like. Focus on how you're feeling. You breathe in and then go back to Wuji. So now we put together the whole practice as a full set, and we'll add 2 more practices on. Thank you. Okay.